Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ihsan-Ashraf and I am from Lahore, Pakistan. And today I have something very important to discuss with you. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I would like to inform you one thing, that if you want to be a successful person, if you really want to succeed something in your life, then what you gotta do is to just follow some things that are needed to get success in your life. And the things what I'm going to discuss here is that when you intend to do something, then you must first learn the rules and the regulations and the needs that are needed to be learned in order to get success. And strive for the perfection. This is the very important point. If you really want to succeed, what you gotta do is to strive for the perfection. Okay, you need to be perfect in anything and everything that is related to your profession. If you really want to be a good businessman, then what you gotta do is to learn the rules and regulations of leadership. And then you need to learn the rules and regulations to communicate with your employees. I mean, strive for the perfection. If you are perfect in the things you need to discuss, if you're perfect in the things that are needed for you to get ahead, then no one is gonna stop you, no matter what. There are many people out there who have much information, who have the courage to follow their dreams, who really want to follow their dreams, but they're having their lack of perfection. They are not really perfect in the things they want to do. I mean, once I met with a principal of college. He really wanted his college to be perfect. He wanted his college to be #1 in the city, and he used to struggle day and night. Okay, communicating with the employees, teachers, and the staff member and other faculty employees. But he was unable to get the job done. And when I met with him, I just started paying attention on his work, and he was doing a good job. I mean, he used to wake up early in the morning, about 7 o'clock. School time was 8 o'clock, and he used to come about 7 o'clock in the school, and people used to leave like 2 or 3 o'clock, and he used to leave 7 or 6 or sometimes even 7:30 o'clock. He used to leave the school because he wanted his school to be best, the #1 school in the city. But why he was failed, why he was unable to get the job done, it's because he was not perfect in the things he needed to be perfect. Like, he was not perfect how to talk to the employees. He was not perfect in the communication. He was not perfect in the rules and regulations that are needed someone to be a good headmaster, headmistress, or head of school. So what I advised him to first pay attention on himself. I mean, I asked him to pay attention on himself so that he can be perfect in the things, and then even if he pays a little amount of time, on his school, not like 7 o'clock or till 7 o'clock, 12 hours a day, even if he pays attention and he spends just like 8 hours in a day, but if he is perfect in all things that are needed for him to be the #1 or the best headmaster, then he can fix his school. Similarly, if someone wants to be a good politician, how a dumb person can be a good politician if he is not perfect in the stuff that is needed to be a good politician, right? So what I would like to advise you, instead of increasing the time in your job, you should increase the time in learning. You should strive for perfection, no matter what. You should pay attention on yourself first. Fix yourself where you are weak. Try to highlight the mistakes. Try to highlight the things where you are weak. And in order to strengthen your weaknesses, you should first pay attention on yourself. In learning, you should first pay attention on your work, on your mind, on your heart, on the things, on your habits, so that you can pay attention on your own self first, and after fixing yourself, when you try to get ahead, when you try to do something great, I assure you, you're gonna get the job done. It's because when you are perfect, you can make other people perfect in their jobs. You can tell other people how can they be good by doing what. But if you spend like 12 hours a day or 14, no matter, even if you spend like 16 hours a day, but you are not perfect, you are not good in the things you need to be good, then no matter what, no matter even if you spend like 20 hours, you're not going to succeed. Because here in the world of today, the number of the amount does not matter. The number of the people matter that are perfect, right? If we take a look, like if I tell you about 20-year rules, right? Although it was like an Italian economist, what he observed, like that the 20% out of 80% people were earning the money and were looking after the very important and necessary matters of the country, right? So then he observed that like 80% were not, 80% of the people wasn't really paying attention on the things they needed to, right? So the thing is that even here in the world of today, we can see that 20% of the people are ruling the world. 20% people are rich, and 80% are not as rich as 20%, right? So the thing is that why 80% not ruling the world, although they are big in numbers? Why still they are unable to get the job? It's because these 80% do not have the abilities they need to have. They are not capable of doing the things that are needed to be done. And that is why for all these matters, you need to be perfect in many things. You need to perfect yourself. You need to strive for the perfection. In anything, if you want to be a doctor, you should be a specialist. And how you can be a specialist? When you first pay attention on yourself. In learning, you pay attention, you give much of your time to yourself in learning the things instead of doing something else, right? So if you want to be a good in any job, in any profession, what you first gotta do is to pay attention on yourself and strive for the perfection. When you are gonna be strive for the perfection, you are not gonna really get the job done as it needed to be done, right? So instead of increasing the time in doing your job, you first pay attention on yourself, and in order to highlight the things where you're weak. And when you're gonna be learning about the weaknesses of yours, then you're gonna really get the job done. And this is what I would like to advise you: strive for the perfection. You should be perfect in the things you are going to do in the coming future. If you are gonna be perfect, even a little time of yours with your full attention is gonna bring the better result. But if you are not perfect, no matter what you do, no matter if you increase your time in the same job, you are not going to get the job done. So if you like this lecture, please share this lecture to many other people. There are many other people out there. They want to learn how to strive the perfection instead of increasing the time. Right? Thank you so much.